Hello and welcome back. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay informed on the latest news affecting the royal family. In a country often divided by class, crisis, and distance from power, it's easy to forget the unifying role a royal figure can quietly play. But now and then, a moment arises that reminds us not just of the ceremonial relevance of the monarchy, but of its capacity to convene, to listen, and most crucially, to lead with empathy. This week in Aberdeen, that quiet power was on full display as Prince William partnered with entrepreneur and broadcaster Stephen Bartlett for a mission that transcends press appearances and ribbon cuttings. Together, they took a stand against one of Britain's most persistent issues, homelessness. At first glance, it may appear like a simple engagement, another royal visit to another local initiative. But under the surface, something deeper is unfolding. Prince William isn't just attending. He's inviting collaboration. And he's doing so with a strikingly modern choice of ally, Stephen Bartlett, a 32-year-old tech entrepreneur best known for his podcast The Diary of a CEO and his appearances on Dragon's Den. Their paths could not be more different. One born into aristocracy, the other raised in a working-class immigrant family. And yet in Aberdeen their purposes align. Their visit is part of the Homewards Initiative, a bold 5-year program spearheaded by the Royal Foundation and championed by Prince William himself. Its mission is clear, to prove that homelessness in the United Kingdom can in fact be ended. Not reduced, not managed, but ended. It's a statement of intent that refuses to accept the issue as inevitable, and it places responsibility not just on government but on society as a whole, businesses, communities, and individuals. On this particular day, the Duke and Bartlett meet with local business owners, charity leaders, and most importantly, those who have experienced homelessness firsthand. These aren't staged photo ops or sterile roundtables. They are real conversations. Bartlett, who later describes the day as one of the most surreal and proud moments of his career, is visibly moved by the depth and openness of the people they encounter. He reflects that homelessness, as we often reduce it in conversation, is not just about housing. It's about mental health, broken family structures, lost confidence, and a lack of opportunity. It's a web of complex human challenges that can't be solved with shelter alone. What stands out, however, is not just the issue itself, but the way Prince William approaches it. Bartlett, not one to lavish praise for its own sake, speaks plainly about what struck him most. It wasn't the prince's status. It wasn't his polish or his platform. It was his listening. His strength lies in listening, Bartlett says. Not only to experts but critically to those who have lived experience. In a world of noise and ego, it's a rare compliment. And in the world of royalty, it's even rarer to hear someone described not as commanding or powerful, but as patient, kind, and deeply attentive. That impression is echoed by others present. William, they note, doesn't dominate the conversation. He guides it. He leans in. He asks questions. And most importantly, he makes space for people who are often invisible, people whose stories don't make headlines, whose opinions are rarely sought. This, it seems, is the heart of Homewards. It is not a campaign being done for people but with them. Their tour includes a visit to one of the first residents to benefit from a new housing program turning vacant properties into safe homes. It's a quiet moment away from cameras, but it illustrates what the initiative is truly about: practical, scalable solutions. Not slogans. Not promises. Actions that speak louder than the press releases surrounding them. For Bartlett, the experience affirms a growing belief that business leaders can and must do more. He pledges to use his platform to highlight how businesses can actively participate in ending homelessness, not just as donors but as partners. This isn't theoretical for him. As a founder and investor, he understands how boardrooms operate. And if someone like him, young, self-made, widely followed, can be moved to act, then perhaps others will follow. There is also a generational significance to this partnership. In Prince William and Stephen Bartlett, we see two different kinds of influence converging. William carries the weight and tradition of the crown. Bartlett brings the agility and relatability of a modern entrepreneur. Their collaboration suggests a new model of royal engagement, one that's less about patronage and more about participation. It also reflects Prince William's evolution. Over the past few years, especially in light of family pressures and increasing responsibilities, he has stepped more firmly into the public eye, not just as a future king, but as a leader with causes that matter to him. Mental health, environmental sustainability, and now homelessness, these aren't just portfolio issues. They are areas where he seeks real impact. His willingness to be seen not just in formal settings but on the ground, in community halls, on city streets, in conversations that carry emotional weight, tells us something about his vision for the monarchy. One rooted not in authority but in relevance. And for a public weary of scandals, division, and spectacle, it's a quietly refreshing stance. Of course, such initiatives are not without their critics. There will be those who ask, what can a royal really do to fix homelessness? But perhaps that's the wrong question. The power of a royal isn't in governing. It's in gathering. In bringing people together who might not otherwise collaborate. In lending their name to issues that need attention. And in listening, so that the people most affected aren't just tokens in a campaign but co-creators of the solution. As the day in Aberdeen comes to a close, there are no grand speeches or sweeping pronouncements. Just a series of thoughtful interactions, personal reflections, and one clear message: the crisis of homelessness will not be solved from above. It will be solved by listening, by innovating, and by working side by side with those who have lived it. Prince William and Stephen Bartlett may come from vastly different worlds, but in this moment they represent a powerful union of legacy and modernity, duty and drive. And if Homewood succeeds in its mission, it won't just mark a policy win, it will mark a cultural shift. A moment when the future king showed not just what he stands for but how he chooses to lead. In a society often skeptical of public figures and institutions, that kind of leadership, quiet, collaborative, compassionate, might just be the most royal thing of all. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay informed and stay engaged.